Hey, my viewers, once again, I am back. Alfred is back, Dr. Alfred is back, and today, but before I go, I would like to apologize for staying off because I had some challenges with my channel and I needed to resolve it. I apologize for that, all of you. But I like us to discuss the introduction of the ECO in West Africa and France interference to stop the introduction of or the implementation of this currency in West Africa. I will also be discussing with you on the effects of this France interfering in the economy of Africa. I also like to tell you why France is doing it and what African leaders need to do to stop this. Let's stay tuned and we'll be discussing it briefly. Welcome back, my viewers. Thank you for all of you waiting for new content to come on. I would like, as I told you guys, we are going to be discussing the interference of France in Africa, why France is doing this, and the effects it has on African economy. And I also like us to talk about what African leaders need to do. But my viewers, before we proceed, please kindly like this, subscribe, share to others so that we can expand and have more people to put their voice, because this is a channel that is going to be using a lot of your voice. So let's go. As part of the plans to make Africa more integrated, leaders of ECOWAS decided to adopt a currency known as ECO, and they've been working through the process until lately, or some few months ago, France decided that it will introduce the ECO to some African countries. But let me give you a brief about why France is still not leaving Africa. You know, before colonization stopped, France were colonizing the French-speaking countries. But what happened is that at the time France was leaving these countries, they gave them a pact to sign. Though they were leaving them fiscally, not to colonize them, they were still colonizing them economically. And as a result, these countries continue to contribute like 85% of their deposit to France. And let me mention those countries. They are Niger, Togo, Benin, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Congo-Brazzaville, that's DR Congo, right? Ivory Coast, Mali, Gabon, Chad, Central Republic of Africa, Senegal, Burkina Faso, and Equatorial Guinea. This country, there are 14 French-speaking countries. These countries are still paying 85% of their reserves to France. And you know what is happening? They pay this amount, and when they need it, they only have the opportunity to borrow 20% of it. And the worst aspect of it is that the 85% at then they were paying, now it's gone down to like 50%. They still pay for it, and when they want to borrow their own money, they only have the opportunity, they have the chance to borrow 20% of what they have deposited yearly, and they pay commercial interest rate on this. Before I proceed, I would like to tell Dr. Arikana Chihumbori, this is a lady who has been fighting so much and talking more about this. It's so disturbing issue, and I believe that when I bring it to you guys, we will be able to talk these things, because it's so devastating, so disturbing, that some of our brothers in Africa for so many years, France's economy is booming, is growing because of these 14 countries. This is the same countries that tend and say Africa is poor. Let me give you guys an analysis of what France is taking every year in and out. Every year in and out, France make like 500 billion out of this. Because according to Dr. Arikana and the information I had, France can get a return of 300 billion out of depositing 14 billion into French stock market. So at the end of the year, in total of what these 14 countries is giving them, they are able to make 500 billion out of that money. This is a money that can use massively to grow the economy of these countries. But at this point, they have continuously and over the years doing that. A lot of Africans are not even aware of this. Only the leaders are aware. But they have all kept quiet about this, which is so devastating to we the young ones when we are looking at this. Imagine I give you my money, I can only access 20% of what I give you. And if I'm accessing 20% of what I give you, I have to pay commercial interest rate. And I'm still paying for you keeping my money, for a money that I have not requested to put it there. But this is economic colonization that these countries are still going on. But I want to tell you guys why France is able to do this. France is able to do this because African leaders, they go to bed with France because they know this. They never stand to fight for these injustices that France had in Africa. And as well, our AU leaders, they do not stand up with the people of Africa. I'm telling you, those people are sitting down there holding the positions. They don't stand up for Africa, my brothers and sisters. They do not. They do not. This is the problem that we have today. And when Dr. Arikana Chihombori wanted to speak, they booted her. She was an AU chairman. She was booted out, using another African leader to boot her out because this lady was privy to a certain information. And when she started to talk, France made sure that they went to bed with some of our African leaders to boot her out. I respect that lady, and I'm going to be her voice. Dr. Arikana Chihombori, if you need a voice, call upon me. And I'm going to speak. I'm going to add as your support of voice to speak all over. And that is what I'm just doing now. But you know why France is doing it? When this amount of money stopped to go, when the ECOWAS community introduced the ECO, France is not going to be able to now control these 14 countries. And it's going to affect France's economy because this is the money they use to build hospitals, take care of their old age, taking care of a lot of their people. This is the money they use. So it's going to affect their investment that they've been making this huge amount of money as well. So that's why France is doing this. And I'm going to tell you guys another reason why France is able to do that. ECOWAS leaders have always set goals they cannot achieve. Why am I saying that? You will ask me, Dr. Alfred, why are you saying this? Look, they started this process of implementing the ECO for so many years. Every year they go there and sit down, they come out, they take our taxes. Let me tell you guys, various countries pay various taxes. Our taxes go to this country, these organizations, AU, ECOWAS, all of them. But can any of you tell us what they have done for Africa? That we can just say this is what they've been doing. But every year they go there, they sit down, they drink coffee, they do everything. They do everything. The reason why I'm saying they set a goals they cannot achieve, they have postponed this several times. I remember somebody was so angry about France's intervention. One of them, I don't know whether it's from Ghana. And I said, he was angry for nothing. You should have been angry because you guys failed to do what you are supposed to do. Let me give you 3 examples why I say they set goals, the latest goals they cannot achieve. Mark it, my viewers. I will come back and tell you, except they decide to overthrow these goals. They can't achieve it. They said for safety measures, they said every country will have to reach an inflationary rate of less than 5% before 2020, before they are able to introduce currency. Again, they say every country will have to have a budget deficit of less than 3% of its GDP. How? In 2020. And now they're saying every country foreign reserve should cover 3 months of their imports. You should have, which means every country should have a foreign reserve that can cover 3 months of their imports. But let's not forget, we are highly dependent on import. African countries are highly dependent on imports. And these very countries you are talking about, let's say the countries France is regulating, most of their imports are coming from there. So it means France can still do whatever they want to ensure that these people will not meet one of these targets that African leaders have sat down and set. We know they know what they do. They sit down there, they set a strong objectives that they know they cannot achieve. They keep on postponing it. So one of the causes that allows France to be able to have this injustice in Africa is because of our own leaders. Our own leaders sit down and do this. They sit down and make this policy. They sit down and give us difficult things to achieve. And let me tell you guys, the effects it will have on Africa. Okay? The effects on Africa is that if you are not able to implement this ECO, it's going to affect our economic growth, because the more we have unified currency, the more we are able to trade, the more we are able to cross border, both goods and individual. Tourism is going to boost, business is going to boost, employment, because businesses are going to grow up. But my brothers and sisters, this, if France is able to stop, they know we are still going to be so dependent on ourselves, difficult to trade. And again, we cannot trade. That's another reason. It's so difficult now for us to trade, because when we need currency to trade, we have to change in dollars and meet another currency. But when we have a unified currency, it means we are all going to have a very, very easy to trade, very easy to buy and sell, like the euro. Look at European countries. They have trade so easily. And the last one is that our inability to travel, getting passport is so difficult. Traveling from one end to another is, but when we have this unified currency, transactions, passport, traveling is going to become so easy. So France know what they are doing by interfering to stop this ECO and saying that, oh, we're gonna give you guys, we will give the countries, these 14 countries, ECO, because these countries they print their currency from France, which is safer. I don't know the money well, but they print from all their printings come from France. So it means as they are laying there, France can easily or quickly print them equal. It takes them a week to just make a decision. Our African leaders have taken so many years for ECO to come into existence. It doesn't make sense. It does not. What do African leaders need to do? African leaders need to stop going to bed with France. Just be frank. Just decide to stand on your own. I remember Pastor Christ once said that the African leaders still have that type of childish mentality in us, in them. It is. Childish mentalities want to be beggars. That is why they go to France. Well, stop going to bed with France. Stand on your own. Look at each other within yourself and tell yourself, we are going to do it. We don't need you, because what we are giving you far outweigh what you give us. Tell us what the world has given to Africa. They've given nothing, because they've taken more. They've taken more than they can give. I'm telling you. A lot of you don't know. Stop. The 14 countries, I urge all of you, the 14 Francophone countries, come together. Stop calling France. Come together and sue France for this. Sue France for this and tell them you want to be independent. Sue them so that we have multiple layers of lawsuit against France. ECOWAS, sue them so that we have multiple layers of suit against France. AU, sue them, because as we are standing now, we thought it was affecting the 14 countries. Now it's affecting West Africa. The implementation of the ECO is going to be affected by France interference. Now, in the next few years, it's going to be Africa as a whole. they will come out with another thing, because one country have succeeded, France have succeeded in changing the dynamics of the implementation of eco in West Africa. They will come. So, hey, AU, please come sue them. We want to have multiple layers of court suits on the international court for France to finally leave these countries alone. They have taken more than enough. And stop setting difficult goals. Our leaders, you should stop setting difficult goals. Don't set goals. Don't set these goals. Go in, introduce this echo, start trading before you start to manipulate and monitor this, how you can handle with this one. You can handle the targets you have said that you cannot achieve before 2021. You cannot. So please stop setting difficult goals. And I believe that when you stop all these things and we stand on our own, you'll be able to introduce the echo. And when you introduce the echo and France don't get decision in favor of them on the international court, it will send a signal to other African countries that we are there. We can be on ourselves. And all of you will tend to look at each other, and Africa will become a vibrant economy, because we are already vibrant. The world knows what Africa, we have all the resources. But because we cannot stop these things we are doing, that is why the other countries are getting, continents are getting Africa so easily to deal with, so easily to manipulate. I would like to tell my viewers, I want to hear your voice. Let me hear your voice from the comment, and we are going to be discussing it together. Your voice matters. Our voice matters. And African leaders are going to listen to us. Please, before you go off, I would like to tell you once again, thank you for watching. And don't just go. Please like this, subscribe, and share it to others. Peace be unto you. This is ATY TV channel presented by Dr. Alfred. Thank you.